Welcome to the Weenie Bago. Everyone, bit of an update. This trip did not go as planned. We are currently in Ontario at my dad's house. There's the truck. It's winter. It's pretty cold. It's not terrible. But basically, we had budgeted a certain amount for gas from Nova Scotia to as far as we could get, ideally BC. It costs about $1,000 to get from Nova Scotia to Southern Ontario. So that pretty much wiped out our gas budget. This thing made in one piece. I'm grateful for that. Didn't break down, didn't have any toes, but it was white knuckle 18 or 19 hours. I think we did 1,900 kilometers, so she did well. But for now, we're gonna rest, enjoy being in a safe place for someone who's lived in parking lots for the past 8 months, just to have a place to go home, a place I can shower. My family loves me. I saw them for Christmas. I haven't seen them in 6 years, so this was a nice little stop, and we will go from there. But I really want to quickly go on about power. This is the first time I've had shore power, and I'll show you. So obviously when you're on the road, this isn't super practical, but one of the very first things I did when I built this thing, even before I had the layout, before I had the furniture, I installed this, and all it is just a little porthole. It's a regular plug. I don't want to plug it because my computer's running, but it's waterproof. It goes right in and installs super easy. Just 3 screws. I just did a 2-inch hole screw, drilled through, and I'll show you on the other side. It's just 2 regular grounded prongs, but this has been great, especially with it being so cold and snow on the ground. All right, so I just got a ladder. I have my little extendable ladder, but this one's easier. And of course, we got a little bit on us, so let's go and clear our solar panels off because we haven't had much snow, but we need some snow removal. And this probably is not a good idea to film and climb, but we're gonna make it happen because we are adaptable. All right, there we go. Not too much snow. This guy, thankfully not while I was driving on my trip, but the last week before I was supposed to leave, we had a huge windstorm. It ripped right off. So thankfully Amazon Prime that, but that was really scary. It left the brackets behind. It was fully put in. See, there's one bracket, but it ripped it off completely. It was super scary. And I'm sure there's something official they want you to use to clear these off, but these are pretty tough. These are outdoor, these live in wind and rain and all that stuff, so I'm just using a brush. But even on an overcast day like this, as long as it's not completely blacked out, we're gonna get some pretty good sun. I've got 4 panels. The days are so short, it's been brutal. I'll show you inside, but we'll get these cleared off and go inside. All right, back inside, nice and warm. Their little buddy Winston. We've got our Mr. Buddy going. That has been clutch. You cannot beat propane for portability, price. So this guy on a full tank lasts about 80 hours on low, keeps it about 15 degrees Celsius. Super happy. We've still got our diesel heater. This thing is awesome. It puts out a ton of heat. It uses a fairly low amount of fuel, but this thing has not gone over 55% in a few weeks. It has been brutal. Even just now with the panels cleared off, it was going up, but just those small LED lights running, it's been brutal. And this thing uses about 100 watts to start up for about 5 minutes, and then 20 watts an hour ballpark, which isn't huge. But again, when this low, I really don't want to touch it. So we've been very fortunate that with our hookup, we've had this space heater in this janky ass position. And I apologize, I can't show you the actual plugs. It just looks like 2 extension cord ends. I don't know what it's rated for. I'm not blasted a ton of power through this thing, but with the shorter days, it's been brutal. Very little refrigeration, so we've had this going full blast, which is awesome. It uses about 80 watts, including the freezer, which we can't complain about. Like I said, for supplemental heating, it is awesome to be able to use this electric space heater. I think on low it uses about 600. Keeps it pretty toasty. I've been able to use my computer. We have Wi-Fi. We're living like a normal human being for a while. So I know this looks super sketchy having all these plugged into this. So this was off Amazon. I think it was about $20. It has a breaker for all intents and purposes. It's on the bottom. It's got a bunch of USB. This is rated for 1100 watts. I don't use anywhere near that. The computer uses about 200 at max. Monitor doesn't use very much. The speakers use nothing. So just be careful to never, ever, ever go above the wattage rated. But I use this in my inverter too. You can plug in a power bar to your inverter, but again, be very careful with the max. This is 1100, as I've said. I don't go anywhere near that. And depending on where you live and your setup, you might, for all intents and purposes, this is a guest suite. I'm very fortunate that my dad says I can stay as long as I want. I'm not taking up any space. He's a big driveway. And that's all we're doing. We're living in his driveway. We're not bugging him. I use the shower. I use laundry, which is really nice. I don't have to worry about a gym membership. So right now, the goal is we're staying here for the foreseeable future. Gonna find a job, get some money coming in, keep bills minimal, save. Obviously help out dad with what we're using and kick in for some rent. But you might just, if all you want to do with your tiny home is just have an expansion. I don't know what an actual expansion for your house costs, or permits and whatnot. But in a lot of places in Canada, if it's under 168 square feet, it counts as storage. There's the whole rigmarole with permits and licensing and whatnot. But right now, we are living here and enjoying some of the small comforts of having a PC that works and regular refrigeration and Wi-Fi. And at this point, I think we kind of deserve it after living 8 months just in whatever parking lots we could find. But it's nice to just be able to breathe, relax for a little bit, get the basics through the coldest part of winter. It's January 7th right now. But yeah, I apologize for the absence. I just really didn't have much to talk about other than just enjoying being in a safe place. So wherever you are, if you're winter camping, I hope you're safe. I hope you're warm. And I hope you keep watching. And hopefully I'll get some more videos up soon.